Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a Mickey and Minnie polymer clay charm. The tools you'll need today will be you can use a toothpick for this, but I just happen to have the tool. It's just sharp on the end. I'll be using that to pick up the clay and put it onto the Mickey or Minnie Mouse charm. Ball tools. You can also use the end of a paintbrush. I've got the smallest one, medium, and the biggest one. And the polymer clay you will need will be white, red, and black. First, let's start off by making the Mickey Mouse head. What you'll need to do is take some black clay, just plain black clay, and roll it into a ball. You'll need to make two smaller ones and one bigger one. The two smaller ones will be the ears. So that will be my ear, one of them at least. Make sure that your two ears are about the same size. So here I've got the two ears. Now I'll make the head. Make sure that you can tell a difference in the size between the ears and the head, because when it bakes, you can't fix it anymore. So make sure you're positive on it before it bakes. Or if you're using air dry clay, same goes for that. Now what I'm going to do to the ears, now that I've got my head rolled out, what I'm going to do to the ears is I'm going to press them flat a little bit, but don't roll it out because that'll be too thin. Just press it with your fingers so it's a little bit more flat. And if you have ball tools, you can do this with that, but if you don't, just use your fingers or the back of a paintbrush. So it's like that. Now it's not round anymore. Do that to both ears. Make sure they're still about the same size. Now that I've pressed down my ears, if you have ball tools or the back of your paintbrush, smooth out any cracks or creases that have formed now. Okay, now it's time to attach the Mickey head and ears. What you're going to do is take one of the ears and attach it to the side of your Mickey Mouse head. Ears are a little bit too big. And if this happens to you, if you've rolled out your ears too big, just repeat the process you did in the beginning. You will want to make sure to do this to both ears. And now I will be attaching my ears. So just find the more flat part of your ear, like if it's not perfectly circular like mine, and then press it down into the ball a little bit. Now you've attached one of your Mickey Mouse ears. Now I'll turn that around and do the same thing to the other side. And if you're making a Mickey Mouse head, it doesn't matter as much. But if you're doing a Minnie Mouse head, you want to space out your ears a little bit more. That way the bow has more room to sit in the middle rather than just be like on top of them. Now if you were making a Mickey head, you can stop right here and use the baking instructions on the back of your wrapper for your polymer clay and bake it like this. Or if you have head pins, go ahead and stick one in now. Or form the hole and super glue it in after it's baked. But I'm making a Mickey Mouse, or Minnie Mouse, so I will be making the bow now. So I'll start with the red part of the bow. Just roll it out like into a rough ball so it gets a little bit softer because it's really hard when you start. So you want to work it a little bit. Okay, now that I've worked it a little bit, just pull it in half. And my halves were still a little bit big, so I'm pulling that in half too. What you want to do is roll it out into a ball, press it down a little bit so it looks like this, just like your ears, just smaller, and pinch it at the end, just like that, just a small pinch. And now press it in to the other side so it looks like a triangle, just like that. And repeat on the other side. Roll it out into a ball, squeeze it a little bit flat, more flat. Make sure they're about the same fatness? Width. And then pinch it at the end. And it will get thicker as you pinch, so it doesn't have to be perfect when you start the triangle. Just pinch it and push it in at the other end. And it's okay if these aren't perfect, like they don't look identical, because yeah, it's just a bow. So I'm going to press mine down a little bit so it's just a little bit bigger. Now we're going to make the center of the bow. Just a little ball. Take a little bit of clay, not very much. Roll it out into a ball. And for this ball, you're not going to squeeze it together. You're just going to put your two triangles together, like that. Then put the dot in the middle so it hides that connection. If you have a ball tool, you can kind of shape it more towards the bow. But make sure you still keep that circle shape if you're doing this. And you can squeeze it and push it however you like now, because this will be the ending shape. Now you're going to make the white dots on the bow. So just take a little bit of white clay. Hands are dyed red after red, so you might want to make the dots beforehand. Just roll them out into little balls. Okay, now scatter them across your bow. You want to make sure they're pretty small dots. And repeat as many times as you want your polka dots to be on the bow. Okay, now you can add it to your Mickey head whenever you're done with your bow. So find the best area and just add a little bit of pressure and put your 2 fingers behind the head, or I mean the ears, so they won't go flying. Just like that, you're done. Now if you have head pins, you can put one down in the middle of the head, or you can just make it like this if you want it to be a charm. You can add the head pins, but I'm going to leave it alone this time. Thanks for watching.